Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do a mini deep dive on Vue Storefront developers. These are the folks who can really make or break your e-commerce game. We're talking sleek online stores, smooth checkout experiences, the whole nine yards. And we've got some awesome insights today, courtesy of theperfectdeveloper.com. They're like the ultimate matchmakers for finding top-notch developers. So
Yeah.
definitely check them out. In fact, why not take a quick pause right now and try out their 5 questions tool? It's over at theperfectdeveloper.com, and it'll seriously help you figure out exactly what kind of developer you need. Okay, back to our Vue Storefront deep dive. So what exactly do these developers bring to the table? What do they actually do?
Well, it's way more than just coding a pretty website, right? These guys are specialists in Vue.js. That's a framework that lets them build these super fast, super interactive storefronts. Smooth browsing, easy checkout, that wow factor that keeps customers coming back for more.
Okay, so they're like the architects of that seamless online shopping experience we all love.
Exactly. And here's the key difference. They work with a headless approach. So imagine building a house, right, where the foundation and the structure are totally separate from the interior design. That's kind of like headless. It gives you crazy flexibility to customize and adapt your store as your business grows.
Okay, so they're not just coding wizards, they're strategic thinkers too.
Absolutely. They get how a storefront should flow from a customer's perspective, how product catalogs are structured, how payment gateways work, the whole shebang. They're all about optimizing the entire experience to get you those sweet, sweet conversions.
Gotcha, that makes total sense. Now, how are Vue storefront developers different from your typical web developer?
It's like this. A regular web developer builds the whole house from foundation to furniture. A Vue storefront developer, they're laser focused on the customer-facing storefront, making sure it's not only beautiful, but also deeply integrated with your back-end systems, inventory payments, all the good stuff.
So they need like a deep understanding of e-commerce beyond just the code.
Precisely. That's where their business acumen comes in. They're thinking about user experience conversion rates, making sure your store can handle high traffic and complex product catalogs without breaking a sweat.
Okay, so they're clearly vital to a successful online store. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. How much do these Vue storefront gurus actually cost?
Well, salaries can vary quite a bit. It depends on experience, location, company size, the usual factors. A senior developer in the US could easily earn around $130,000 per year. But in other regions like Asia or Latin America, you might find comparable talent for less. It's all about finding that sweet spot between budget and expertise.
Okay, so a lot to consider there. Speaking of choices, let's dive into the different hiring models. Should you go for a full-time employee, a freelancer, an agency, or what?
Now that's where things get really interesting. Let's explore each option and its pros and cons after a quick word from our sponsor. Stick around.
Okay, so let's unpack these hiring options a bit. Let's say you're a company with, you know, pretty steady development needs and a decent budget. Would a full-time in-house developer be the way to go?
Yeah, it could definitely be a solid option. Having someone dedicated solely to your project, someone who really gets your brand and your goals, that can be super valuable. They become part of the team. That fosters a strong sense of ownership and commitment.
Right. But I imagine that comes with a pretty hefty price tag, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong. There are definitely costs beyond just the salary.
Yeah.
Benefits, equipment, maybe even office space, depending on the setup. That's why some businesses might opt for a part-time in-house developer if their needs are more consistent but not, constant.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So what if you're a smaller company or just starting out? Is outsourcing to a freelancer a good alternative?
Oh, freelancers are a fantastic resource, especially for startups or projects with very specific needs. They often have these niche skills and experience across different industries. They can bring a fresh perspective to the table. Plus, they usually work remotely, so you're not limited by geography. You can really widen your talent pool.
So you potentially get specialized expertise at a lower cost than a full-time employee.
Right.
Sounds tempting. But are there any downsides to the freelance route?
Yeah, there can be a few things to watch out for. Communication can be a bit trickier when you're not working face to face, and managing timelines and deliverables requires, a bit more diligence. Also, freelancers often juggle multiple projects, so their availability might fluctuate.
That's a good point. So how about agencies? Are they a good middle ground between in-house and freelancers?
Agencies can be a great solution, especially if you need a team with a diverse skill set and you prefer a more hands-off approach. They handle everything from design and development to ongoing maintenance, so it's like a one-stop shop for all your e-commerce needs.
So you basically get a full team of experts without the hassle of individual hiring. But I bet that convenience comes at a premium, right?
True agencies typically come at a higher price point than hiring a freelancer or even a part-time developer. But the value they provide in terms of expertise, project management, and peace of mind, that can often justify the investment.
All right, so we've got in-house freelancers and agencies. What's the final piece of the puzzle when building your Vue storefront dream team?
Location. Location, location. Do you stick with local talent or do you venture into the global market? That's a key question to answer when assembling your A team.
Yeah, I could see how going global could open up a world of possibilities, especially when it comes to cost savings. But what about the potential challenges of working across time zones and cultures?
Those are definitely factors to consider. If you thrive on real-time collaboration and daily interaction, hiring locally might be your best bet. But if your project has clearly defined deliverables and timelines, tapping into overseas talent can be incredibly cost-effective.
So no single right answer. It all boils down to your specific needs budget and communication style. Now with all these options swirling around, how do you actually find the perfect Vue storefront developer for your project?
That's where the perfectdeveloper.com really shines. They have this fantastic tool called the 5 questions. It helps you pinpoint exactly what kind of developer you need and where to find them.
Wait, tell me more about these 5 questions. It sounds like exactly what our listeners need to navigate this whole developer landscape.
Yeah, it's really brilliant. It asks you these key questions about your project, your budget, your desired team structure, all that stuff we've been talking about. And based on your answers, it suggests, the ideal type of developer, whether that's a full-time expert, a freelance specialist, or even a whole agency.
So it's kind of like having a personalized roadmap to navigate the world of Vue storefront developers.
Exactly. And the best part, it's totally free to use. Just head over to theperfectdeveloper.com and try it out for yourself.
Perfect. Sounds like the 5 questions is a total game changer for anyone who's, feeling a bit lost in the hiring process. So to wrap things up, let's recap what we've learned today about Vue storefront developers. They're the masterminds behind all those slick, engaging online storefronts we love.
Right. And like we said, they're not just coders, they're strategic thinkers. They understand the whole e-commerce landscape and what makes for a great user experience.
And then we talked about all the different hiring options, building an in-house team, going with freelancers, or maybe tapping into the expertise of an agency.
Yep, each model has its own pros and cons. It all comes down to your specific needs, your budget, how you like to communicate.
Exactly. And of course, there's the location question too. Local talent versus global talent. It's a lot to think about. But hey, with the perfectdeveloper.com and their 5 questions tool, you've got a secret weapon to help you make those tough decisions.
Definitely. So as you embark on this whole e-commerce journey, remember, finding the right Vue storefront developer is like finding the perfect business partner. It's an investment worth taking seriously.
Couldn't agree more. Now, before we sign off, one final thought to ponder. As you're building your online empire, keep in mind, the best developers are the ones who are truly passionate about creating amazing customer experiences. So look for that spark, that drive to go above and beyond the code.
Well said. And if you need any help navigating this exciting but sometimes complex world, remember, theperfectdeveloper.com is there to guide you every step of the way. Go to their site, try out the 5 questions, and unlock the potential of your e-commerce dreams.
And that's a wrap on our Vue Storefront mini deep dive.
Yeah.
Hope you found it insightful and helpful. Happy hiring, everyone.